Thank you, Speaker. There's nothing like a bill contribution at 10 to 6 while juggling a toddler that you appreciate the work our teachers do. So I might lead, before I get into the bill, with a... No, mate, that's not going to work. Here you go. With a shout out to our teachers and also the amazing work that they do in our lives, raising our children and as the Minister and Shadow Minister said, is really the future of our state is in their hands. It's a lot on their shoulders, but they're pretty remarkable people, aren't they? So following our Shadow Minister's contribution, we made it clear that we will not be opposing this. Extending mobile phone restrictions to non-government schools is sensible policy, and the VIT reforms to strengthen child safety protections are also welcome. And we support those measures. But I might take this chance to speak about education on a local level and some of the issues that aren't in this bill. I have recently had the opportunity to meet with Benalla P12 students and their leadership class, and speaking about what they think of leadership opportunities are within their school. And as many MPs get the chance to do civics classes and leadership classes and assemblies where they get to speak to our students, and it's one of the highlights of this job. And I often think out of the mouths of babes come the truth, because ask a student what's important to their community, and I reckon half the time they're more on the money than most adults in our community, and they're more passionate about the future of our communities as well. So I also got the chance to meet with Broadford political leadership class, and boy, oh boy, did they really lead the advocacy for our community. They spoke about the road conditions, the need for an extension at their secondary school. They spoke about the impact not having a secondary school in Kilmore is having on their local community, on the opportunities in the whole region of such a significant growth corridor when you don't have access to an education that's convenient, that's achievable, and that your family can afford as well. So I will take this chance to speak about the Kilmore Secondary College and the work that Corey Walker, I have to do a shout out to him, and a group of passionate locals are doing in our community. They were absolutely heartbroken, not angry, heartbroken, because their children cannot access a public secondary school in their community. Kilmore is one of the fastest growing regions in Victoria, and its population, based on a target of this government, is set to increase by 300%. And yet it does not have access to a public secondary. As of a couple of months ago, the education zoning cut straight through the community and divided families, divided friendship groups, and there was no school of choice. A bit of a silencing approach meant the Allan Labor government has removed that zoning under the condition the neighbouring schools can actually accommodate that extra amount of students. Broadford was promised support and increase to their specialist classes because otherwise they cannot deliver the Victorian curriculum next year. There was a planning oversight. I hope it was a planning oversight, because next year they are going to be accepting potentially an extra 100-odd students from Kilmore and cannot deliver the curriculum in Victoria to those students. And I actually have some of that evidence here. So right now, this is Department of Education figures, by the way. When it comes to the arts, the school is 705 square metres under entitlement. Under entitlement. Technology, 320 square metres under entitlement. Science, 430 under entitlement. Performing arts, 900 square metres under entitlement. What that means for the kids at school at Broadford is a very creative planning by the school, I've got to say. It means classes in corridors, classes in a wellbeing portable that has got asbestos. When the Department of Education came to fix asbestos, they actually fixed it on the wrong building. They went to the wrong one because the facilities are so deteriorated. It means they've got more than 8 classrooms, portable classrooms, running off a generator. In fact, here they have 22 portable, relocatable buildings and another 8 coming next year to accommodate the extra students, but not enough space to deliver the curriculum because they do not have space for specialist classes. The Treasurer called, and I have this from multiple sources, the principal and the school committee told them $16 million was coming. Be quiet for 6 months and $16 million is coming. And when the budget arrived, they got a call the week prior and they're going to get 2 Mod 10s without toilets, without a sink for a staff room, and they're going to be running off a generator. Tell me this is not where the education state has slipped. This is concerning because, as the Minister and Shadow Minister said, the kids are our future. Invest in an education. It should not be disadvantaged based on where you live. I heard one of the closing remarks from the Education Minister about the focus on tutor learning and the support. Well, right now, Broadford Secondary is offering that through donations, through community fundraising, because they don't have it in their budget. This is the reality of my community when it comes to education. Seymour Secondary College. It has to fundraise to get electricity upgraded to run an air conditioner on a new building. This is where we're at with planning in Victoria. I am actually concerned about the relationship the Treasurer had with Broadford School Committee as well as the principal, because they are there to offer our kids a stable, supportive educational opportunities, and they were misled. I'm being polite because of the time of the day and the ears in our presence. But this is their future. I know of one senior teacher that is going to quit next year because she knows where it's going. This is a great school of choice, and yet they don't have the facilities to deliver the Victorian curriculum. Incredibly concerning. I also wanted to talk about the impact of that removing the education zoning. A lot of the comments from the community has been, is this to kick the school down the road? Because Labor has been in government for over a decade. If they wanted to support a public secondary school in Kilmore, they would have done it by now. The land has been offered. It is there waiting. There's 3 primary schools on top of 2 that already exist that are being approved, 5 primary schools and not a public secondary school in one of the highest growth regions in Victoria. It is deeply concerning. So how did we get here? I want you to ask me, how did we get here? We got here because of a figure called 12%. We got here because when you look at new infrastructure spending in Victoria, regional Victoria gets 12%. We are sick of fighting for the bare minimum. We are sick of fighting for an air conditioner at a school that's gone through a heatwave in summer. We are sick of fighting for our black mould to be removed from our portable classroom. We are sick of fighting for electricity that powers classrooms. We are sick of fighting for teachers that are leaving in droves because of the facilities they are forced to work in regional Victoria. And we are sick and tired of forcing our kids on buses outside our region. That is why the Nationals and Liberals, if elected in November, are committing a fair share guarantee. We don't want to fight for this. Our kids don't want to fight for this. It is a fair share guarantee that will make sure our kids get the education and the facilities that they deserve. One thing I forgot to skip over, didn't we, is right now, throughout my region, an analysis of our school buses are currently overprescribed by about 35%. Deputy Speaker, that means the start of every term, my office is inundated with kids left behind because they can't get on a school bus. Not only is there not a school in their community, they can't get on a bus to get to a school. That's what we're dealing with. That's the bill that should be in front of us. A fair share guarantee for regional Victorians. A fair share guarantee for the kids in regional Victoria to get the education that they deserve. Labor's had a chance to govern and they haven't delivered for regional Victoria. The Nationals will deliver a fair share guarantee.
Member for Albert Park.